Hi, I'm Ricky. Welcome to MentorCliq's Mentoring Soundbites, where we answer some of the most common and important questions professionals just like you ask about starting, managing, and growing their mentoring programs. In this video, mentoring practitioners from national and international companies in banking, information, healthcare, and engineering industries offer proven examples on how to support virtual employees with mentoring programs. We hope you find this video helpful. Be sure to like and subscribe for more mentoring best practices like these.
All these people have joined the company remotely. They, never met anyone in person. So we didn't really have to pivot from what we were doing before to this. However, we always say there's a yay and a boo to everything, right? And there's a lot of the boos, to not having face-to-face contact. But one of the yays is that we're kind of able to lean into some new opportunities. So for example, when our bankers attend a conference or a board meeting or a client meeting or something like that, in the past where someone would have had to travel and we probably wouldn't have been able to allow them to join, now we can do those kind of things. So people can participate in things they might not have been able to participate in before because they can do it remotely. Also, with the group that we have, these are people just out of school, so they are very used to everything being on a screen. So for them, they just rolled right in from their, last semester of college being on Zoom to their first part of their Comerica experience being on Zoom, and they're doing fine with it, and giving us a run for our money. So it's great. We do want to ultimately expand our onboarding program to all remote hires because it's so important to just get people engaged with as many people as they can from the organization when they're working from home.
Specifically from a mentoring perspective and a D&I perspective, Kim and I and a team got together virtually at the beginning of the year as soon as we started to realize we were going to become a completely virtual company, to ask ourselves, what do our people need right now, right? And it became clear to us that creating connections and still staying connected at a human level was going to be really important for our people. We did listening tours with our employee resource groups, and we heard things like, I'm living in student or dormitory housing and I'm all alone. I don't have any friends or family where I am because I'm in a market where I've relocated for work. And helping that person be able to easily and quickly create a connection so that they still felt like they were part of the company, the office that they were a part of before, was important. And it helped us create and launch some new mentoring offerings specifically with that goal of creating a quick connection or staying connected with others who have shared interests or ideas or things outside of work that we could simply just stay connected to. We also heard from our people during those listening sessions about how work and life was all starting to blend together, and sometimes they just wanted and needed something that was a little bit different, that was more of a shared interest or connection they could create with other people. And that's where with Kim's leadership, we were able to spin up 2 brand new programs this year specifically to meet those needs that we heard when we started doing these listening tours after we became a virtual company.
I think the expectation that people will use their video cameras is really important. It is not something that is really part of our culture. And, we have Skype, we just got Zoom for some training, we're getting Teams, and it makes such a difference when people actually see each other. So as we move forward, we are really going to set that as an expectation for these types of programs, that it's not just, on the phone, but it really is as much face-to-face as you can get.
It's those clear expectations. It's being able to see your face whenever possible. I think having had the time to go back and do it again, what we would maybe do is provide much more targeted training about how to engage in those platforms in a collaborative way. to make the mentoring relationship more comfortable with those. I think our leaders have really picked up on it and been able to learn it on the fly, but I wish we had had more time to build in more training to increase their comfort level from the beginning, because it's a steep learning curve, and they have a lot on their plates already. So I wish we had found a way. This is maybe the age-old question of how to get people onboarded to technology quicker and easier and less painfully. I don't know, but we certainly didn't solve that, and I wish we had come closer.
When we do our information gathering or publicity sessions, and when we host our kickoff sessions, we talk through the key attributes for successful mentors and successful mentees. Things like highly accountable, they're self-motivated, they're looking to grow their career, and they're willing to be accountable for the mentors to carve out the time and hold it as almost sacred, because we're asking our mentees to drive the program, to set the schedule, to do that reach out, to introduce themselves, and to plan and organize the meetings, and in a lot of cases, initiate the goal setting. So our mentees, we also want them to be highly accountable. We want them to be self-motivated. We want them to really be invested in taking their career to the next level. So we use those as initial criteria or attributes of successful partners. And then we also take the time to underscore that we're meeting you where you're at, but we want you to feel safe here. So we set an expectation or an anticipation that your conversations are confidential. And we ask them to include that in their partnership agreement, the confidentiality piece. We ask them to be fully present and fully engaged. And we encourage the mentors to make good suggestions, possibly homework, possibly connect our mentees to other people in their network. And then at the same time, we encourage our mentees to listen, to learn. And if the mentor takes the time to offer advice or to give homework or ask them to participate in some sort of experience, that they take that seriously and do it and incorporate into subsequent meetings.
Now, for our leadership onboarding program, I can't agree with Paige enough. And I think all of us were like nodding our heads that, yes, we have to pivot. So we launched our new leader onboarding program in January. We did our mentor training in February. And then 2 weeks later, we were like, well, you're not going to meet in person, obviously. What I think it's given us the opportunity to do is to get our new leaders really comfortable with our collaboration tools, like from the ground, running like Microsoft Teams and using WebEx. And they're doing it in that safe space with their mentor and their peers. So their mentor's like, hey, I'm learning this too. Like, we're going to figure this out together. So I think it's actually been a really good thing. And again, to Paige's point, kind of what everybody's saying, the goal of our programs are support, every single one of them. Like, we may have other goals, but it is about support even more now than at any other time.
We certainly have lots of tools within the platform itself. So, when it comes to someone who hasn't been in a mentoring relationship before, we have email templates for you to make introductions to yourself, to your mentor or relationship, how to have those effective conversations. We have toolkits for those types of situations as well, and even closing out and continuing the conversation, right? We want to make sure that our associates are armed with the resources that they need to have an effective relationship and really get the most out of it. So that's really where we were focusing, to make sure that they have those checklists to understand what do they want to get out of the relationship, make sure expectations are set properly, so that everyone is kind of on the same page as you're entering into a relationship. Since the relationships are kind of self-guided, usually, we leverage Google Hangouts when you schedule, your sessions with your mentor or mentee. We certainly want to leverage the technology that we already have in-house. If you happen to, have an in-person opportunity, we certainly encourage that as well. But like we mentioned, since we have so many cross-cultural pairs, a lot of the communication is done virtually.
What struggles have you seen with connecting your remote workers? Let us know in the comments below. Remote work environments are now the norm for the foreseeable future. How you support your virtual workforce could make or break how long they stay within your organization. Mentoring is one commonly asked for and proven method to connect remote employees in meaningful relationships. Want to know more about virtual mentoring? Click on the link to the right to hear expert advice on how to navigate virtual mentoring in a newly virtual world. For even more mentoring tips, check out the links below the video or visit us at MentorCliq.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to get updated on mentoring best practices like these.